Earl, you know, it's been said that you believe that the black woman is God. So do you really believe that the black woman is God? From my understanding that I just laid, which I'll give again quickly, yes. Once again, God is the highest extent of the mind. And you don't smoke pot, right? No, I don't.
White scientists have been digging up bones out of Africa, getting upset, going, fuck! Another bone! Right. And it's traced to the black woman, which are the most disrespected on the planet, not disrespecting any other woman. Women, you are all beautiful. All women matter. You all matter. You all give birth. Right. But you all, other than black women, are all put on pedestals. Black women need to be up there too. They're over sexualized and disrespected too much.
I always say
especially by us.
Yeah, I say the black woman is God, and when you think about the humility and what's that come from, when you think about the origin of the motherland and where we all come from, at some point to put yourself in that godlike posture, you have to diss the God in which you come from. When you disrespect a woman, you annihilate the culture in which they come from.
That's the truth. Yeah. That's a fact.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
And it's like you can't say you love your culture and then disrespect the women
of that.
So I have.
So the first guy you heard was Young Pharaoh, who always was of that mindset that the black woman was God, and essentially that's what pretty much got him his core followings. That's what got him his views. That's what got him to a point where he had live streams, which he had, I guess you can say, he had let's say maybe 800 people in that live stream. And then by having those 800 people in that live stream, he actually was able to finance an iPad. He said, and I'm not watching anybody's pockets, I'm just saying that, because of this rhetoric in which he was spitting, it got him that core following. So what happened was that most of those followers were women. A whole lot of those followers were women, and those were the same women though who already had their fun in the sun, meaning that they went on their run, meaning that the pogo sticks were very, very much, they went on the pogo sticks basically, if you know what I mean. And on top of that, the second guy who said black woman was God, and unfortunately Godfrey, he should know better as a Nigerian than to agree with him. Godfrey, he's a Nigerian comedian, or a comedian of Nigerian origin, I should say. And the thing is that there's nothing in Nigerian culture which pedestalizes a woman and puts her in a God place. Even with the Orishas, which I learned about in Cuba, those Orishas don't necessarily symbolize, those Orishas don't necessarily symbolize like a divinity, but they symbolize, like they symbolize a certain trait. The core belief in their system in Cuba is that there's still one like supreme being. However, those traits that you have, like for example, Yamaya symbolizes fertility, and I guess you can say bashfulness and things like that. And then you have Ogun, which is iron will, I think, like iron will, meaning like you work hard, things like that. And then I think Shango means something else, but they don't actually worship those things, But the problem is that when, like, be it like like just be it any Westerner who gets a hold of these teachings, then of course they're gonna bastardize it, and it doesn't matter what color they are. But of course you see it mostly with the B-dubs who do that. But when it comes to Nick Cannon saying that, we see his track record, and I wouldn't be surprised if he has more kids pretty soon. I don't I Me personally, I've lost track of um I've lost track of how many kids he has. The problem is that women ran with that, and that's why you see their name as goddesses. That's why you see them being named, these different names that that are associated with royalty. That's what happens, unfortunately, when you're dealing with these women. And I am now, and I know this is going to be hard to say, but I am of the opinion that these women really think that they are God. Because the reason why I think that they are God is because I was reading a text earlier, and I said that this video was going to be about that, and about the heart and stuff like that, because of what this text entailed. Because the thing is when you look at okay, when you look at what women have, when you look at what women have, right? Modern women today, right? Women have when you look at like modern women, right? When you look at modern women today and the traits that they have, one of them is love for exaltedness. They always want someone to praise them. They always want someone to bow down to them. They always want someone to give them attention. As a matter of fact, I haven't seen one modern woman who knows how to just play the background and let someone else do the thing. Like, you see that with Aisha Curry and Steph Curry. They don't know how to. She doesn't just know how to play the background. You see that with Sierra and Russell Wilson. I understand that she's an entertainer, but you would think that after like getting married, that she would like just sit down somewhere, because in essence she's set for life. One thing too is like these women have a love for position. Like, that's why you hear the boss babe. That's why you hear the I'm a PhD, I'm a CEO, I'm an entrepreneur, like that's why you hear these things. And the thing for me is that even with the type of work I'm doing now, I don't even go off of my position. Like, I just go off of the fact that, I'm just a IT dude, That's how I look at it. Another thing too is they have a love for a designation. They have a love for like wanting control over everything. They want a autocracy in all affairs. So like basically they basically want everything what they say to go, even if it is detrimental to like the overall I want to say the overall like goodness of the whole full situation. Like they think they know better, and they think they know so much better that they want to like basically have control over everything. You know what I mean? they want to be singled out for leadership. That's why you see like army ads where, you know, I kid you not, I saw this army ad, but there was an army ad that actually had a woman sergeant, right? And they had the woman leading the sergeant. But when you look at the backstory of the woman, they actually had the woman who became a sergeant in the army. They actually had her come from a household where there were two mothers and that there was no man in the household. This is actually a real thing. I'll play the video. I posted it on my TikTok. Hold on. I posted it on my TikTok. Give me a second.
First, let's show you this Russian.
Two moms. I also marched for equality. Raised by two moms.
Allow me to show you what the U.S. Army put out last year.
Little girl raised by two moms. I also marched for equality. I like to think I've been defending freedom from an early age. Standing at the altar to marry my other mom. With such powerful role models, I finished high school at the top of my class. I found it. A way to prove my inner strength and maybe shatter some stereotypes along the way.
We're screwed, people.
So
First, let's show you this Russian.
So, if you wonder why, like for example, that I'm pro traditional African and pro Russian and pro Islam, it's because of things that are happening like this, okay? Because when you see a woman, for example, who is not qualified to be in position, but they're still putting her into position, then that's why we have the problems we have. Another thing that women do is that they don't like to serve at all. Like, I'll let you listen to this to show you. You know, a lot of people come to this page and think that I'm just coming up with things. But, you know, when I talk, my speech is based on research. Like, I'm not just like talking to hear myself talk. You know, I don't like to even, to be honest, I don't like empty talk. I don't like doing that. I don't like empty talk. Okay. Like, that's just something, I don't like, you know. This is what this is what's basically I'm saying. Okay. Hold on, just give me a minute. And I don't think of myself as better. Okay. The thing is, it's just I'm into this stuff. I'm into this. What I'm into, what I mean when I say I'm into this stuff, I like looking at these old texts from these scholars. I don't have a tribal bias, but since the majority of these texts are coming from Fulani scholars, they're more accessible to me based on the simple fact that I come from a Fulani family, okay? Whatever you, and for those who don't know, you can say that a Fulani in the sense of the word is a tribe, yes. There's different branches of tribes of Fulani, yes. But it's more of an ethno-linguistic cultural group more than anything else. But that doesn't just mean that one person can just say, oh, I'm a Fulani, and, you know, he doesn't know nothing about no Pulaku, he doesn't know about Munyao, he doesn't know about Simtende, he doesn't know about Tiral, he doesn't know about Sharo, he doesn't know about our love for our cattle and things like that. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that if you've been in an area long enough, you know, you basically adopt what that area, the area's way. Like, for example, in Nigeria, that's why you call it House of Fulani. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I had a Fulani friend. He's Fulani, but when he goes to Hausa land, he's just like, I'm Hausa. You know what I mean? Because that's the lingua franca. You know, Hausa is the lingua franca of that area. So that's why he says, you know, yeah, I'm Hausa, you know, when I go to that place, because pretty much, you know, Fulanis have been absorbed into that place. I mean, even, you know, Uthman Danfodio, Rahmatullah alayh, and even Abdullahi Danfodio, yeah, they spoke Pular, but they spoke Hausa too, you know. So that's a little sidetrack. I know I got a little sidetrack, but women don't even like to serve anything anymore. I want you to listen to this to show what I'm saying, okay?
The new Batman movie coming out.
What does that have to do with anything?
Oh, it's a timeless story about good and evil.
And then
Deal with other women. Focus on your purpose. Hit the gym, and they're gonna eventually come.
you know him.
She belongs to the streets.
I like when you look at me like that. So cute, girl.
So you finna break up with me because I got you a ring 10 years later? It don't.
It is not required of me to make your plate, right? Like, I am not your mom. I'm not required to clean up after you. I'm not required to cook for you. I'm not required to do anything for you, right? Because you did not come out of me. I'm not your mom. As a man, as a person, as a human being, you should have been taught life skills to be self-sufficient. It's not a requirement for me to take care of you.
Can't you just hear and feel?
So, like, with that being said, like, the last time I checked, men are not asking for women to take care of them. Like, if anything, the reverse is done. We take care of them once they become part of our situation, whatever that situation is. Unless you're a Pookie, Ray Ray, or Chad type dude, you know, that's the only situation. Which just goes to show you those are the type of dudes that she is used to dealing with. You know, because she does not want the other guy that has no need for like that. He just thinks that would be a plus, thinks that would make his life a little bit more peaceful if they did that, you know. That's the whole situation when it comes down to it. Give me a minute. So the thing is that me personally, right? I don't like to make this into like spiritual, but it is spiritual in the sense that, like, because if it wasn't spiritual, right? If it wasn't a spiritual war that is going on, then the answers would be cut and dry. The solutions will already be there. Like, you know, like for practical problems, there's practical solutions, you know, but unfortunately this is not like a practical problem. This is this is a heavy problem, you know. So this is why I'm saying it's not spiritual. It's not just like practical, you know what I mean? So this is the whole issue in which we face, you know what I mean? And so the thing is that women have a love for information on the reality of all things, you know. They also have the desire to subdue the whole of creation, you know what I mean? And like when you look at that, that's why we're having all these laws that are, you know, being put into effect. And especially is the reason why I knew I had to work remote, because the workforce was getting too much with these misandric and gynocentric things that they allow to take place, you know, because they want to subdue everything. They want everything to be like women make the world go round, this, that, and the other. They want that, you know. So the thing is that with that being said, this is where we're at with it. And I know that I believe that this is my personal belief, and this has to do with Muslim women and non-Muslim women. I believe that they feel that they're God. I truly believe that. I don't think they feel that they're God's gift. I believe that they feel that they're God because they've been told that they were. And those things that I named are characteristics of God, you know. And when modern women have these characteristics, they're indirectly telling us that they're indirectly telling us that that we shouldn't worship the single God, and that they themselves are God. So there's something else that I want to get into before I close this video. The scholar, may Allah have mercy on him, says the starting point of all human interactions or all human actions begin with inclinations. And then it becomes longing, and then it becomes intention, and then it's realized in actions, you know. So when you look at like even my situation, like the idea to like make hijrah and go to a place to get like a wife that will, and a marriage that would be pleasing in the sight of Allah, came from an inclination from seeing what was going on out here in the United States, seeing that there was nothing that was going to actually make that possible to do in the United States, you know. And then, you know, I started thinking about it more, and, you know, I even dreamed about it. You know, I had even dreams. There were dreams that I had about this, you know, that this is something that I really wanted to happen. And then now I have the intention to make it happen. And inshallah, I'm putting together the actions for it to become reality, you know. So when it comes to when it comes to like women, like modern women, one of the biggest things that they have, and this includes Muslim women too, unfortunately, like Muslim women in the West have lost their way. Like, I'm just gonna be honest, they've completely lost their way. And that's not to say that Muslim men haven't lost their way either. There are, but for the most part, the women have lost their way. But anyhow, one thing about Muslim women and just non-Muslim women in general, and I see this a lot on Clubhouse again, is that they are very arrogant. You know, I noticed that they're pretty arrogant. You know, you see them, you know, you just see them, just, they're very arrogant, you know, and even confidence. Like, if you have confidence and you have you're assured in yourself, self-assurance, still a way of going about it. You still should be like quiet, you know what I mean? Like, you should have quietness, you know. And I want to go into detail about the harps, you know. Many people won't get this kind of thing that I'm doing, but like, for those who get it, they get it. But one harp that a lot of modern women have, and they don't realize they have, they follow their corrupt passions, and when you follow your corrupt passions, it means that you're completely open to Satan. It means like their hearts are in service to their passions. And I mean, what is the passion of modern women? Now that you think about it, I mean, most of their passions have to do with just money grabbing, using guys, and also being used by guys for their desires, their sexual desires, you know. And yeah, that's pretty much what they give into, you know. And the thing is that you can warn them against this happening, but they will still do the things that they do, you know. And so me personally, as a man, what I recommend guys do, this is not for women, because women, you know, for the most part, modern women won't listen to men's advice. You know, they won't listen to it. What I recommend men do is I just kind of recommend basically let me see. I reckon, like, me personally, I know this is going to be a little extreme, but what I recommend like solitude. I recommend silence, and I recommend like hunger, like fasting a couple of days. And I recommend like try to cut down your sleep patterns, you know, because that helps you. What that helps in is it helps you in not necessarily wanting or desiring these women, because the thing is that, you know, you may want companionship and things like that, but, you know, you're better off with no companionship, because until you can get to a place where you can get the companionship that's going to benefit you, because I really don't see companionship with modern women benefiting a guy at this point who's on the square. So I want to read one more thing, and then so this is the bigger issue too. This is the bigger issue that, you know, I knew that I couldn't be a part of in any shape or form, because I saw the destruction of it. I don't know if you've seen this, but when it comes to the children, this is very important. But okay, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it. I'm not going to show you guys it, but there's like a video of an inmate. He comes home. He comes home. It's like he did a bid. I think he did 12 years, and his son was basically a transgender, you know. Not only did he accept his son being a transgender, but he just pretty much just like brushed it off as if it was nothing. And I think the reason why he did that is because he probably saw a lot of that in when he was in the slammer. You know, that's the thing. So that's probably why he saw it. Even when you listen to like first generation like Africans who were born here, or just first generation people who were born from a foreign environment, they have taken the characteristics and the self-destructive traits of these women, you know what I mean? And there's no saving them, really. I'm gonna be honest. And you know, African dudes are gonna see through that. You know, I know more African dudes who are going home to marrying women, and I know more African dudes who are dating out. You know, I know an African dude. He got him a Senegalese brother. He got himself a Dominican woman, and he has no issues. I know another Senegalese brother, he got a Puerto Rican woman, no issues there. Food is always ready, bed is always made, everything is all taken care of in the house. But an African woman here, brought up in the United States, not so much. And I'm telling you this because I've interacted with them many times. One thought it was cool and thought it was a flex that and this was an evil woman thinking that I thought it was a flex, but she thought it was she thought it was she thought it was a flex, that basically she thought it was a flex that she had like 70 something bodies, and that's not a flex at all. That's disgusting. That's very much disgusting. So with that being said, right, with this being said, yeah, raising the kids, it has a lot to do with it. This is very, very important. And the thing is that, like, kids are essentially innocent at the beginning, right? So if a kid is accustomed like to doing good and things like that, then obviously it's going to be doing good and it's going to be used to doing good. But if their mom is not doing good, if their dad is not doing good because of the decision the mom chose to lay with the dad, right? And she knew the dude was no good, but still chose him anyway, because as we said, men control the marriage aspect when women control the other aspect, because you can't take it from a woman forcibly, so that's why she controls it. And therefore, a man decides to marry a woman, a woman does decide to marry the man, but obviously a man's going to initiate it first most of the time. But the thing is that if the child has good manners, then organically it's going to be reared based upon excellent and educated courtesies. It'll be good, he'll be a model citizen to the world and things like that. And the here's the heavy part is that those who took part in that child coming up and being breeded the right way, the teachers, the relatives and things like that, they'll be good. They'll get a reward. But if the child is accustomed to doing evil, which one child already has said that she does not want to be married because she wants to collect child support, where is she getting that idea from? Those childs are going to be destroyed, and I hate to say it, but the parents are going to be held accountable for that, and so I want to end on this note. I'm going to end on this last note. So the thing is that when a child is nursing, the nursing should be done by a righteous woman, you know what I mean? Who only consumes what is permissible, right? But this is very heavy, and a lot of people aren't going to understand what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. If the milk that originates from that which is prohibited, it's going to corrupt the heart of the child. So when you look at these modern women, a lot of times their childs, unfortunately, are cannon fodder for them, meaning that they're just, unfortunately, casualties in a means to get a bag. You know, a lot of times, you know, they say they need breaks and stuff like that. There was this one woman, I think she was part of a cult. I think she had like 8 kids, and she abandoned her kids to go to the cult because she said she needed a break. So I hate to say it, but imagine how those kids are going to come up, you know, and these are Pookie and Ray Ray type, you know, these are the individuals she entertained. I was thinking about actually doing another video on, or doing a live stream on the, because I used to cover them, but I don't cover them anymore. But there was the cold carbonation, and a lot of what I'm saying was just a reflection of what actually goes on, like with modern women today, you know, but especially with the B-dub of America. But with that being said, leave your thoughts and leave your comments. Do you think the modern woman thinks that she is God? And I'm off until the next one. Foolish signing out. And John Armour.